Change なびかない流されないよ今感じることに素直でいたいの Change 何度でも生まれ変わるの悲しみも抱きしめて走り出すよ
Hey everyone, this is Luminous coming at you with a pro Dota commentary. This is SMM semi-loser something. This is AlienwareDG versus Deity, two pretty well-known teams in the Southern Asian and the Chinese scenes. And this is a dual commentary coming at you with Luminous and Ian James Barnett. Ian, quick introductions and we'll get right into the picks and bans.
Hey guys, this is Ian James Barnett, and as you can see, we got rid of an Alchemist pick. I'm really happy to see that, along with the Pugna and the Doom. So actually, I don't think there's too much to talk about here. Although I'm really curious about this Batrider ban after the Shadow Fiend has already been banned. I'm a really strong believer that Batrider is actually like made to counter Shadow Fiend, and you know he does well against other heroes, but I don't think he's worth a ban, especially when the Shadow Fiend is out of the picture. So not entirely sure what that's going on about. That might have to do with my lack of knowledge of Alienware. He might be a favorite for them. So and we do see a first pick Windrunner. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think Batrider is definitely a good hero. He's really strong in killing potential in the earlier part of the game, but as it gets to later and later stage of the game, he really depends on his stacking power of that oily spell. And really in a team fight, you don't really have many chances to kind of layer it on the entire team. So he does lose quite an amount of significant DPS in the later stage of the game. But, I mean, he's still a very capable killing hero, and that's why I guess they're banning them. Windrunner being first pick, she's one of those kind of perfect hero on the paper. And we are seeing that SMM picks Syllabear along with the Vengeful being first and second choices for the Deity. What do you think about those two?
Well, I actually really like, I mean, I feel like perhaps they had in their mindset, you know, right after these bans were done, they knew they were going to be picking Syllabear no matter what the first pick of Alienware was. Because I actually think Windrunner is pretty good at going up against the Syllabear. One of those heroes where, you know, kind of like how a Lich just absolutely destroys a Syllabear, and I'm actually surprised maybe we didn't pick up a Lich, but especially considering how they have a little bit of minus armor potential from which they might want to extend on with the Vengeful Spirit. I thought you might want to actually pick up a Lich, considering it wasn't banned. But the Shackle Shot actually could work out. Well, we will see how it goes. But I do like the Windrunner actually so far. I like Alienware's picks. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with you when you mentioned Lich, because Lich just does so many things against the Syllabear. Not only does that Chain Frost gonna bounce like crazy, if you find that, you know, the Syllabear by himself, you could just really rape him. Also that Frost armor, since Syllabear is gonna be melee for the, you know, most of the second half of the game, those Frost armor is gonna really slow down the Spirit Bearer and the hero itself. So I'm not really sure why Lich is not really considered. And consider that they have Earthshaker as a second pick. You do have that 1-2 ultimate, the Echo Slam and the Chain Frost. So it's pretty good damaging spell. But maybe they wanted the Crystal Maiden aura for that team. Meanwhile, we do have a Deity responding with the Witch Doctor. So far, it looks like a component of a tri-lane with the Syllabear in the tri-lane as well. But Syllabear has been seen as a solo hero against tri-lanes, but he definitely could work in a tri-lane as well. We'll see We'll see exactly how it's going to work out. AlienwareDG banning the Morphling, maybe fearing a little bit of Chinese Morphling play. Well, at least Ehom Burning's Morphling was pretty epic, so we'll see how. You know, I don't know whether Morphling's definitely worth a ban nowadays, but not exactly too sure whether that was the correct mindset.
Yeah, and I want to make a little comment on this Crystal Maiden pick. I've seen so many times in these games, you know, where Syllabear gets picked, you always pick up a Witch Doctor to go along with it. It's just very good for, you know, just having those two heroes in a push alone. It really, just the heal and stuff, it really grants Syllabear a lot of power. But then I always happen to see, on the other hand, Crystal Maiden always seems to be going up. This is a trend I've been seeing throughout this tournament, is that Crystal Maiden's almost picked to counter the Syllabear. She's always freezing the bear as it runs forward. I don't think it's that effective, but and maybe it's just coincidence to the games I've played, but that's what it seems to be that people are picking. On the other hand, we see if we look at the bans, we see that Lion goes away and Necrolite is gone as well. So I guess getting rid of potential solo heroes this is the kind of trend we see normally with the second ban phase is getting rid of our solo heroes. So they actually leave the solo hero. I think Alienware picks up the Queen of Pain because actually they really were kind of running out of options in terms of picking up their solos.
Well, I mean, there's definitely things like more traditional Chinese solos such as Sniper or Beastmaster or something like that. But a Quap, I mean, definitely benefiting off that Crystal Maiden aura and off that Crystal Maiden point you were talking about. I think Crystal Maiden would have been a great counter a couple of versions ago, but I think Ice Frog has recently buffed the bear to make it more of a hero type. So I think the old Spirit Bear, when you frostbite the bear, it would be like a 10-second stun, and that's just a devastating blow. But now it's just like whatever that Crystal Maiden freeze bite, it treats the bear like a hero. So maybe that's why that I guess people are still following that old logic, even though it doesn't really work anymore.
That's actually interesting you say that, though. Or I'm just going to interject a little thing in here, is that I noticed from the other game that Shadow Priest's ultimate does not affect Syllabear's bear. But
okay, so maybe I remember you were talking about that's really. I mean, I don't exactly know what
I don't know mechanics, but that was just a side point. Something maybe if someone knows.
And I think this puck pick is more driven to counter the Quap. Quap is one of those heroes that's pretty hard to catch. Her blink time, her blink casting animation is a little bit slow. But, I mean, Puck is one of those heroes that could kind of blink in and silence her immediately going for the kill. And it looks like we have a Bristleback being the 5th pick. A lot of magical damage aside from the Bristleback. And, I mean, aside from the Syllabear. And Bristleback is one of those heroes that you could try to chase him down all you want. But you're never going to really get him because of his survivability power. But it really depends whether we're going to see some so soon first hit procs with that Spirit Bear. As we did see it in Ian James Barnett's one of his recent commentaries.
Oh yeah, that Syllabear was hacking, I think. So on the other side of things, I do think that this Rigworld pick is a very interesting one. Actually, people might not think it, but Rigworld fits very well into minus armor strats because, especially in team fights, really all his damage is coming from his Quill Spray. And if you notice, he doesn't get any support from his own team in terms of any minus armor reduction. I still actually think it's a good pick going in here because on the opposite side, we really don't have that much in the terms of plus armor. But in general, I don't know if this is going to work out for them because I guess the idea, what they had in mind, is they want Rigworld, turning his back as he just gets. It doesn't even matter if he gets entangled as long as his back is to the Syllabear in the main fight. He should be fine. But I'm not sure that logic will extend perfectly. That is definitely. I'm really not sure how that pick's going to work out for them, to be honest. Normally, it just doesn't seem to fit into the lineup. It just seems kind of an oddball pick, considering the first 4 picks. As you noticed, they were like mostly magical picks. These first 4 picks, and they just throw in a Syllabear. Sorry, not a Syllabear. I keep calling him that. Throw in a Rigworld where he just doesn't. His skills don't really fit in with his team too much. But we do see some scouting right now So Chuan's going to be playing on the Spirit Bear, and he's sending that off for scouting, even though he is going to be... Oh, he is top lane. So he sent it bot and just going to send it up around top. So he's pussied out and picked up a Stout Shield, and that's not how you're supposed to play Bear. You go straight... Yeah, if you saw my most recent commentary, that's how you play Syllabear. You go movement speed and plus damage with no stats or damage block or anything. So that's how you should play a Syllabear. But Chuan's pussy, so we'll just see how this works out for him.
Meanwhile, going back to mid lane here, Invoker being picked up by Deity. Deity is one of those teams. I've been seeing a lot of Chinese teams just banning the Invoker outright against Deity, and I don't know exactly why, but this game hopefully we'll know why here. As he's soloing mid with Exhort first skilled up, and 6.69 Invoker buff. There's been a lot of tension saying that he should be being played more, but still we haven't seen him in competitive at all. But now we are finally seeing the action. A little bit of poor blocking coming from him, so he'll be in the lower portion of the hill, allowing Quap to have some CSing advantage here. As you can tell, we don't have a little bit of ganking attempt on the top lane here. Syllabear is taking somewhat of a damage, but it is going to be okay. As you can tell here, we don't have the observer mode. There's no observer in this game, so whatever we get, we just have to do some math, as Ian said.
check creep stats. So if you notice, actually, if you're on the replay vision for one of Alienware squad, that observer ward in the Sentinel Forest is basically just rendered Vengeful Spirit and Witch Doctor completely useless for these first couple minutes. They were just kind of, all their movements were visible. So they really haven't done anything so far, and definitely the Illyria knows that they're here. I really like Illyria's build, the 6 Tango with the Ring of Protection. Pretty safe build. 4 Ironwood branches, decent enough for that's just a solid long lane Illyria build. Definitely gonna be true. Oh, but they are gonna actually go in. Zippo's gonna come in from behind with his Witch Doctor, and they might end up taking her out. She does. I'm guaranteed she's picked up her wind run, and she does. I think she's actually gonna make it out of here alive. And you really gotta be careful right now, especially if you're long ED. He's getting stuck by creeps, but no. They are actually gonna be able to pick off this wind runner, and there's really no chance for escape. Oh my gosh, great dodge there, but not enough to avoid the last hit from Vengeful Spirit. So pretty good first blood attempt. A lot of time up top. Meanwhile, we have Silver, and wow, there's a lot of action going on. So meanwhile, they're trying to the tri-lanes exchange kills. And so pretty even start, although Rigworld's got to be careful, my friend. Earthshaker's trying to shake the aggro, but is not able to pick him off, and the Rigworld goes down. That is not a good way. That makes that trade no longer fair, and it gives a slight advantage in terms of Deity.
You still here, Ian?
Yeah. Oh, we're here.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were mid-sentence, so I did not want to interrupt. But going back to the mid lane here, very interesting Invoker build, going for a Quas or Exhort Wex, scaling the Alacrity for plus damage and whatnot. So he is, whoa, looks like there's some fight over the rune. Quap did get the rune, already have the bottle here. Long DD gotta be careful, only having the only have the boots of speed and the salve, so it's not gonna work out for her. As I get a phone call coming, can you take over for the next couple of seconds?
Yeah, for sure. I do want to comment how Long DD is a little bit lucky here, because Long DD, or I hope Dave is following along. He's the one recording this, so I hope he's at least moving his mouse. But Long DD, he picked up the first blood, if you remember, which allowed him to pick up that boot of speed. And without that boot of speed, he might not have actually made it out of that encounter against the Queen of Pain alive. So, stroke of luck for him there. We do have a ward, pretty offensive ward there, placed on top lane from Zippo, and he's also going back to creep. So, pretty good support right now. He's just basically everywhere on the map. And they're going to be going for Schwan, he might not make out of this alive. His movement speed is super slow at the moment. Oh, and he gets put on the wrong side of a fissure. That Earthshaker just total fail right there, and he's actually going to end up going down as a result. And Syllabear grabs the kill. So, oh, this is not going well. And we might see Rigworld going down as well. He is level 3, so right now his Quill Spray is doing a decent amount of damage, but their health are just too high, and it's not built enough. I think he's actually going to go down here. He does, in fact, go down, and Long DD is going to make it out of here alive. A double kill for... Actually, Syllabear ended up getting the kill. That's a double kill for him. And backing up is Crystal Maiden, but, oh, things are not going well right now for Alienware. And right now it's 1 in 4 kill count, so I'm going to quickly do some creep checks in this middle lane, and the only way I can do that is by switching over. And so we have, well, bottle, we have 100 gold right now on the Akasha, but she did just pick up her bottle. On the other hand, over here, Ferrari, he's at 600
Ferrari's sitting
gold.
Around 600 gold. He
So
picks up a boots of speed.
Yeah, so he's farming a lot better, actually. It looks like he has basically an extra 600 gold on her at this moment, which is like, I don't know, like 12 creep kills or something. So that's where you are going to be at with the CS standpoint. Meanwhile, top lane, they're really trying to take out that bear, and I guess that Pussy Stout Shield's working out for him, so as it's still alive. But mid lane, look at this. So I guess this Akasha, normally we see Akasha, wow, getting torn apart actually with this Extort Invoker who does just so much damage, but there actually might be a kill attempt. Notice that she went invisible. So, although I don't want to miss this action up top. So, you're back, Dave?
Yeah, I'm back, and it looks like there's some Venge attempt, or going on a Venge attempt. Venge is going to be okay. I'm looking forward to the Silver picking up some early, ooh, there's some more Entangle going for the Bristleback. I'm looking forward to pick up some early, what's that, Magic Wand? It looks like there's a great block blocking off the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is going to die by the trees as to a Quap ganking from the mid lane, but this is going to allow the Invoker to farm up a Storm there. So far, these ganking attempts have been pretty successful on the top lane, but Tron extremely lucky with those last hits, grabbing up at early 2-0. And he is, I'm not exactly too sure what he's been buying, but let me see how Tron is doing on his go. He is sitting at 1200 gold, so despite picking up 2 early kills, not too much of any item. Does he have anything on the Crow? Nope, doesn't look like it. Meanwhile, Invoker in the mid lane picked up treads already, so he's looking more to play more of a farming Invoker. Invoker generally does need quite a bit of EXP to be truly effective, so he is just staying pretty firm in the mid lane. Haven't seen any good Sunstrike to help out his teammates yet, but I'm not sure whether they need it or not, to be honest.
That's true. And on bot lane, while you're doing that, I checked the creep stats, and they're fairly even actually on farms. So they both have come out to about, I think it might have changed since I last checked, but when I checked, they were both at like 1600 gold, and they're gonna be going for this Illyria. And she was just kind of biding her time. Pretty good ultimate there, making her completely waste her Windrunner ability, and is going to end up going down, and this Earthshaker might be in trouble as well. So pretty good fissure to try and save her life, but it was not quite enough. Oh my gosh, and Long DD, you're cutting it really close there, my friend, as he teleports home with the creeps on his back. And right now, up top, Chuan, he's got his level 6, and that gives you so much extra. Look, he literally has like 3 unarmored branches, and he has like 1200 health, so basically, True Form just makes Silver almost unkillable, and especially when he has his Witch Doctor friend there, he will do just fine. And as you were saying, Witch Doctor did actually pick up that magic stick, which is going to be immensely helpful. Right now he has 4 charges. It almost saved his life previously, but definitely I think things are going pretty well. Oh, meanwhile, bot lane, sorry I missed that. Did you see what happened there?
I totally missed that as well. As I was loading up this commentary, I was like, dude, I want to cast another game without missing a single kill. But looks like 8 minutes in, it's already broken. And actually in the fight, the bottom fight before there, with the Windrunner kill, actually there was a really nifty Sunstrike from the Invoker mid lane. So that shows Ferrari was still paying attention despite CSing pretty well in the mid lane. He's already have interest. Let's see exactly what he is going to be going for next. And I think in this, every game, every item I suggest, I think the Force Staff would be a good addition to that Invoker, because he really needs that escape spell against the stuns, especially against the Bristleback. If he gets on you, you're really hard pressed to just get the hell out. But we'll see whether he's going to go for that early Aghaman Scepter, or maybe go for a quick hex. Your guess is as good as mine. And he is going to be ganking up the top lane. No, just placing a ward and then journeying to the top lane. There's a lot of action going on here. It looks like, the Crystal Maiden is going to go down. Now Bristleback might be in a little bit of trouble. Puck and the bear is trapped in the trees, and I think they are able to push him back and try to go for a tower. There we go. Alacrity being casted. Earthshaker, gotta be careful. His really low HP. Someone is going to be porting in. Windrunner porting in as well. Oh my god, he is using his Windrunner to get out. Puck low HP as well. This team fight is just back and forth. Quap is going to be trying to link around. The bear dies. Let's see if it's going to summon another one back. I think this might be on cooldown. Witch Doctor caught between the Fissure, and now is going to go down to the tower in a combination of a couple of right clicks. So a hectic team fight. More team fight going on the mid lane here. Windrunner goes down to Lone DD and a couple of creeps, and action is just really intense in this SMM game.
Yeah, that was a pretty big mistake there from the Windrunner, teleporting into the tower thinking it was safe. But it's not safe if you teleport to a tower when you have 5 Scourge Heroes there without a single friend. We see, Alacrity and Meteor being laid down by the Invoker has shifted his attention to top lane, and Puck is now taking the mid lane for farm. So, Windrunner's back alive, but the only reason I know is because I'm on his... For some reason, I got teleported back to base. Damn this non-observer view. Right now, we have Kasha mid lane farming up a little bit. Right now, definitely the best farm in the game, though, is going to our Invoker. Even better than the Silver, because I guess there was a little bit of contention up there in top lane. And especially with all his plus damage, I haven't really calculated out his creep per minute. I will do that actually maybe when you're talking next, but I'm pretty sure it's very high. With his plus damage, he's just able to tear through these creeps. He probably does double damage of every other hero in the game at the moment. We get a TP in from bottom, and basically everyone's doing a major lane switch. Everyone is just, not really progressing anywhere, but just switching the lanes that they're creeping in, and we might actually get a push on this tower, finishing it, taking it down, adding to Invoker's gold even more. Let's see if he can get the last hit on this. He does in fact grab it, so man, his gold must be through the roof. I'm gonna look at that right now.
Meanwhile, looking back at mid lane, Quad barely survives a silence and a magic missile attempt. And at the bot lane here, Bristleback a little bit in trouble now. Still no his magic wand, but is gonna try to use a bear. Invoker ports in, casts his alacrity. Let's see if there's gonna be any disable. The Silver goes down, and looks like there we go, really nice meteor catching it now. Invoker in half HP pops his wand to 75 HP and 75%, and now the Windrunner might be in trouble. More teleports going in and out, and this Windrunner running with creeps does have the vision on the Invoker and will be able to escape. So I think if the Silver picked up just a 200 gold investment throw on this hero, I know despite the Silver having a lot of HP, that 10 charge on the magic wand will be really helpful in terms of, especially when you're going up against a Bristleback. And also I failed to point out is that the Silver did pick up a Orb of Venom on his bear, so he is really going for that chasing build. Yeah, he's really kind of ponying the Bristleback when they're trying to trace back and forth, because he can use his bear to teleport back to him, whenever Bristleback has caught up. So, really interesting build coming from Tron here.
Yeah, so if we're actually almost at, we're like 6.5 creep kills per minute for the Invoker, just based on the gold and kills he has and stuff like that. So, actually closer to 7. I didn't, it's just an approximation. But so he's definitely doing very well, and not to mention, of course, with his kills, I think, what is his gold count at now? Very high. Oh, he just bought something. So meanwhile, this middle tower is probably going to go down. We're going to see how tanky Bristleback is. Ooh, he does not have very high level. Actually, I can't actually tell what level his Bristleback is at the moment, but probably not very high. He took a lot of damage from those. Sorry.
Oh, you mean his skill?
Yeah,
sorry.
His hero name is the same as his skill, but definitely not very high level right now. Turning his back didn't do very much. Meanwhile, we have Earthshaker heading up top. So, but Ferrari is just everywhere, picking up farm wherever he can find it. And he pops and he's going to go scout with his Forward Spirit, I believe. Right now it is fairly weak because his Quas is fairly level, but he doesn't really get any information from that scout as well. So I think he will successfully defend this tower, though. Meanwhile, we have Rigoro mid lane. Ooh, he stole a creep from Crystalman. Crystalman wanted that range creep so badly, but just wouldn't give it to him. Wouldn't give it to her anyway. So perhaps we're going to see a push here. We do see an offensive ward here, or sorry, not a defensive ward. A defensive ward here from Alienware mid lane. Basically scoping out anyone who's going to be pushing forward from this. I really actually like that ward placement, because it's really going to let them know if Deity is going to be attempting on this level 2 tower, which they actually might. Especially, it's always a fear whenever you have a Silver in lane. There is just a chance that if they decide to just surge forward, they will take down that tower. So you have to keep your eye out for that. That's probably one of the biggest threats that comes along with the Silver pick. So,
yeah, and Invoker doing an absolutely good job, like you say, using the Force Spirit to kind of scout. Yeah, looking back at the mid lane here, the Spirit Bear is frozen, frostbitten, but looks like, oh my god, the Earthshaker is going to be in trouble. Face Boots, is it going to be activated? Oh wow, Sonic Wave going to kill the Witch Doctor. I think this push is going to be over. Bristleback is trying to on clean up duty, but there is a stun going in, or the slow going in on the Bristleback. Invoker kind of baiting on side lane, does have 4 and 4 on his Quas Exhort, and is going to go kind of push him back with the Forge Spirit. Invoker has, actually at the bottom lane push, has casted the Alacrity on the Spirit Bear, so that's kind of a nifty small combo. Crystal Maiden in trouble. Invoker does have a Cyclone Stick as well, so a lot of disabling power. Nice blink on the Quap, dodging the Magic Missile. Not sure whether that was luck or actually meant it, but we'll see. And so far, Puck still haven't picked up his Blink Dagger yet. Meanwhile, Windrunner at the bottom lane still doesn't have his face finish. Still has that headdress of rejuvenation. This Windrunner better not die many times in the game, because I get so annoyed whenever she respawns and we have to go all the way back to look at her in the fountain. Yeah. So this is pretty dumb. Yeah. Yeah,
I know what you mean. But I'm actually really liking how this Invoker pick is working out for Deity, because with the or at least. In terms of the utilization of Forward Spirits, because that is really what's helping them win the game. Meanwhile, we see Puck invisible right now. Maybe want to take out this Windrunner, but we'll keep an eye on that. And they are going to, in fact, do the engagement here. Let's cast some spells, and horribly missing the spell, but, oh my gosh, and I have to blame Invoker for that. That was pretty poor play there.
Sunstrike?
If you notice that, too, he was so busy on casting spells, he didn't even attack him, where that might have done the trick. So, anyway, mid lane, they're going to be pushing up on this Witch Doctor, and Witch Doctor, there's no way you can get out of this. As I was saying before, though, with this Invoker pick, does really well against the Rigwhirl, because you just sick your 2 Forge Spirits on him, and his armor goes down so rapidly. And that's really the game plan for AlienwareDG, is send this guy forward, and if they're not able to do that successfully, then I'm really not sure what they're going to be able to do. So, meanwhile, they're chasing down... Who was that?
Venge is a little bit in trouble. Casts a magic missile defensively. Does have a double damage on her bottle and a bracer as well. Let's see if he's going to be using some of the charger. Oh, very low HP. 7-second cooldown on that Scream of Pain. Gets juke in the forest. Lone DD making these guys look bad. And it looks like there's some reinforcements coming in from the side here. Now those Force Spirit, exactly what I mean. Force Spirit and Cold Snap going to Bristleback. Bristleback extremely low now. Let's see he's going to go down to a well-placed Meteor Invoker on the chase here. Still haven't used his Cyclone yet. 900 mana, very high, and there's a really very short Cyclone, low points on those Wex, probably just 1 or 2 skill, and very nice Fisher block that is going to end up the chase. So far, I gotta say, despite both teams picking more like mid-game liner, neither team has a really hardcore carry. I guess Silverbeard could be sort of considered as one, but really that's kind of not the case. I think I really like this game in terms of hero picks. We are seeing heroes that we don't usually see, you know, the Quab, the Invoker, the Bristleback, and also we're getting somewhat of a very exciting game with a lot of chases, a lot of spells being thrown left and right, so that is a pretty nice change.
It's true. Meanwhile, top lane, we almost had Crystal Maiden looking like a fool, teleporting like in the middle of creeps and getting trapped, and then getting entangled by Syllabear, looking kind of silly, but eventually being saved by her partners in crime and the tower. So not giving Syllabear a free kill, which at this point I'm pretty sure. Actually, if we switch over, I'm gonna just check his gold. Yeah, Schwann's he's saving up for that Radiance right now, and he did opt for. I actually really like that Orb of Venom on the Spirit Bear. You know, 600 gold, and it's, you know, you're definitely gonna have the inventory space with the Syllabear who has like 12 slots. So it does delay his relic a little bit, but I think it could potentially be worth it. You could go either way, so I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. Meanwhile, mid lane might actually go down to a push. What were you guys saying?
I think it might definitely pay for itself if you grab 1 or 2 kills. That's right there.
True.
And it's I think it's like 12% slow, so it's not exactly too bad. As we see some pushing attempt here. Let's see if there's going to be nice deny on this tower. Sitting 138 HP, they are going to definitely try to right-click down. Invoker has a lot of right-click damage. Keep in mind that. So if he gets a nice deny, that's going to be it. Let's see what Invoker spells does he have. The tower is in deny range. Let's see if it's going to be one focus of right-click. There we go. Ferrari get the deny. So a lot of failness coming from the AlienwareDG. Rimrunner sitting at the buckler and the headdress, so close to her. Oh, let's see. Going to be great shackle shot. No spells being casted, Nova being dumped out. Great shackle shot, grabbing 2 heroes. Oh, what a swap there, 40 save. Sunaway getting extremely everyone low. Oh my god, Meteor. And oh, there is Witch Doctor gonna go down. Invoker shortly going down right afterwards. No time to get that Ghost Walk. So Quad picks up a double kill. Really well done with that Sonic Wave. And abusing that 7-second cooldown. She is... Oh, tower is gonna go... Come on, don't back out, Chuan. Should have been just right-clicking tower. Might lose a bear now. And is it going to get denied? Really well denied by Rusher here. And might be chasing down that Silverbear. And then, yeah, Silverbear definitely going to go down. Caught without a TP scroll. Might have been able to TP out with his IGP. No, summons a bear back for some little perma action. And I think that bear summon was a little bit of a mistake. Because now when he revives, won't be able to summon the bear back. I think the bear has really high cooldown. Now there's going to be more action going to mid lane here. Puck chasing in, but no Blink Dagger at this point still. So Rimrunner lives and is gonna fight another day.
Yeah, and Windrunner had also taken out the Vengeful Spirit prior to was basically in a 2-on-1 with the Puck and Vengeful Spirit, and actually with a really nifty Windrun ability, survived the battle and was able to take out the Vengeful Spirit, and almost actually was able to take out the Puck as well. But from that last engagement that we were watching the Syllabear, that definitely proved my point that Chuan is just a pussy, because I mean, why not try to finish that tower? He was like backing up. There weren't even other TPs going in. He was just scared of like the Syllabear or something. But it was more the indecision than anything that really. If you're gonna back up, then back up all the way, but don't like pretend like you have a Scroll of Town portal when you don't. So not too sure what that was about. Meanwhile, I think Earthshaker's getting some much needed farm. Hopefully he can put it to good use. He is not at the stage of even trying for his dagger. At least I don't believe. Let me actually check. What's his name? BN Clone.
Who are you talking about?
Earthshaker. He's at 600 gold
Earthshaker,
right
yeah.
now. So
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't think he's at the stage of trying for a blink, but we will see. Meanwhile, we're getting some people heading up. Deity is gathering in the Sentinel Forest. We do finally have that blink dagger on Puck, and they might want to make the most use of that. You really want your Invoker with you here, though, so that you can use your Puck to hold them in place and then just combo them to death. But a good ward there from Alienware, once again in that same basically overlooking the river and that I can't point it out to you guys, but meanwhile, Puck did end up having to place down the ult to try and make their escape, but they're gonna just leave Venture Spirit to die. And Rigoroll is a greedy little bastard. He wanted to go a little for some extra, but they're gonna just settle for one. And take out these creeps in bottom lane and perhaps push this bottom tower. It's been long enough. One thing that you can notice with having a Silver on your team is that pushing so easy that they've taken down 4 towers already for Deity, whereas only 1 is down in favor of Alienware. So Rigoroll right now, he's at a Planeswalker Cloak. He's going to be working on that hood. And that'll work pretty well against the Invoker, but again, you know, he's just not... I just don't see where his armor's going to come from, and if those Forged Spirits get sicked on him, I'm not sure if he will not be able to be the tank that his team requires. So, but at least for now, they're going to be able to successfully take down this bottom tower.
And yeah, they're definitely going to need every tower they can get. They're pretty far back behind. Well, so far it's... I think Deity has 2 extra tower. More than them. Looks like there's going to be some ganking attempt. There is going to be that bear going back. A shackle shot, shackling the bear to some trees here. EMP going off, and that is a great spell being casted against the Bristleback. Not many mana on that hero. Immediately just... Oh, Crystal Maiden just dying to Meteor outright, and I think this guy might be in trouble. Great Fisher blocking, and is... Oh, I don't know, it's going to be a tornado. Yes, there is a Blink Coil, and that Bristleback is going to be going down to the double damage clicking power Invoker. I gotta say, I really love the synergy of the Deity team, because the Puck Invoker is just a 1-2 punch in a big team fight, and Invoker is just a great complement in terms of, you know, putting Alacrity on the bear, you know, EMP Tornado to weaken the Bristleback's mana pool. A lot of things that Invoker can do, and really Ferrari just, you know, casting most of the spells. I think the only spell he hasn't really casted so far is like Ghost Walk and I think the Ice Wall, but that's it. He's been really utilizing every spell on his Invoker, and it's really nice to see Invokers being able to do that.
Yeah, and he is going to be working on his ultimate stick to try and improve his versatility even more. And I agree, actually. This game is actually a great showcase of some Puck synergy with the Invoker. Definitely want to try this at some point. I know you like your Invoker. Maybe I'm horrible with Puck, but I'd be willing to give it a try sometime. Meanwhile, we have Silver. We got to keep a watchful eye on him, because as soon as he picks up his Radiance, this game will become a different game altogether. He does have the Relic, and he's at 2 gold. Is that because there's something on the Crow? No, there's not. So he does still have to farm up the recipe, but he's pretty darn close. He's done the hard part. And once he gets that, this game will be... the Earthshaker, even if he does get his dagger, will no longer be able to use it. It'll just be a sad day for Alienware. Already I think the advantage is a little bit in favor of Deity, but that's when Chuan hasn't even used his gold yet. So, definitely this game is snowballing out of control for Alienware, and especially with Invoker playing how he is. It's really, you know, this game is up to how Invoker plays. It's in Invoker's hands, to be honest. So, you know, Silver will do his things, but when it comes down to it, if Invoker casts the right spells, if he puts the Forged Spirits on the Rigoroll, I don't even know what you can do against that. They're desperately trying to take out Silver, but he is going to TP out. Oh my gosh! He barely gets the TP off before the Fissure smacks him silly. So, and he's going to end up just neutraling, trying to finish off some, I think did you notice that he morphed into... He switched out and back into... I think he was curious as like how much health he'd have or something. But anyway, Silverbear's just going to continue farming away.
Yeah, and it looks like Quap has picked up a very interesting item. Going for the BKB on a Quap, never really see that. Maybe a little bit afraid of that Invoker casting power. But I don't know, like Quap is one of those here, I feel like you gotta go, you know, big intelligence item, either Hex or even if you just want a little bit extra HP. I think the... the Aga stack might not be too bad if you could try to cast your ulti, once or twice in a battle. Windrunner being extremely aggressive, trying to chase these guys away. Little does he know that there's a lot of support for the puck. And no Invoker cast throwing out his spells. He does have his Aga stick finish in 26 minutes in combination with his treads and a cyclone as well. So I gotta say, he's farming like a champ. And Silver doing his job at the top lane as well. Chuan is sitting at 1,300 gold, so he is gonna have his Radiance finish right now after one extra creep. And I think this game might be getting a little bit out of control for AlienwareDG. Keep in mind that both teams very, very mid-game-ish, but I gotta lean towards Deity having more late game potential, getting that earlier Radiance on the Bristleback, on the bear. Bristleback is gonna get his Radiance shortly after as well, but he's barely sitting at probably 1,500 gold, 1,800 gold right now, so he is still a little bit far away from the Radiance. And Bristleback with the late Radiance is just not too helpful. It's gonna put some hurt on those low HP, Windrunner and Vengeful, or not Windrunner, the Puck, the Vengeful Spirit, but really, I don't think he could survive that long with the Invoker throwing down spells from the skies. So we'll see how that plays out.
Oh, and we are now seeing that I think we're going to be having Silver is going to be just farming multiple lanes simultaneously, I believe, now that he has this. So we're going to be seeing some more items on him very soon. We can expect. He can now push maybe 2 lanes at a time. He just sends his bear and holds position. He's going to have to recall that up for top lane, though, as they're going to put on defense. I really like this from Alienware. I think they know that after this Radiance has been picked up, they have to take action now before it gets too late. I agree with you. They just can't match up in terms of late game, especially considering how this Bristleback has been doing. And I really think that he will be rendered somewhat ineffective against just the amount of disable and minus armor that will be put on him from our Invoker. I just want to see it happen. I keep talking about it, but I've yet to see it happen. We do see this Forward Spirits running forward. Oh, and unlucky that actually didn't link him to anything. They're really trying their hardest to take out the Spirit Bear. They must hate this Radiance. Meanwhile, they're doing this because the Puck came in from behind and got 4 heroes caught up inside of that. Wow, Crystalvane goes down again to the Invoker, and they're focusing on, notice that the armor is still actually decently high for Bristleback, but that doesn't matter if you only have 100 HP, and I think that they're actually going to end up picking him off, especially with the Silver does end up helping pick him off, whereas Puck gets the final say with his silence, which actually gets him the kill. So even though things didn't go perfectly in favor, and what the hell is with that tornado, even though things did not go totally in favor of Deity, they could have played that better. They still absolutely raped and basically got 1 death with 4 kills. So, this, I said it before, but definitely snowballing away, and they're going to take out this Roshan and maybe put a nail in the coffin pretty soon.
Yeah, great strategic choice. Some teams might have gone for the push on the mid tower, but knowing that they could get the Roshan for free, casting the Alacrity on the Spear Bridge is a lot of DPS being thrown to Roshan. Roshan's like, yo, I've never seen this bear so stacked or so attacking so fast right now. And Roshan is gonna go down shortly after. No ganking attempt is gonna be coming from the Sentinel. Let's see who is gonna pick up the Aegis. Okay.
Nobody.
It's gonna use it as a bait, man. I think Invoker might be a good choice, but in that last team fight, you saw the great potential of that Puck and Invoker combo. The Crystal Maiden just gone down. I didn't even know what hit her exactly. Just spells left and right, and a Dream Coil and a Meteor. That was all it took to put everyone, like, even though it's a pretty damaging spell, but even though it won't kill everyone, you just put everyone into fear, right? It's kind of like you get Echo Slammed. It's not gonna kill you, but it'll make you run, and it's really difficult to run against a Syllabear Invoker with long casting range and a Blink Dagger Puck. And it looks like we are having some pushing attempt going on the bottom lane here. Again, Rusher sitting at, his gold just dropped by a fair amount. Did he buy back or something, or did he pick up a relic? No, looks like he's gonna go for his hood first, delaying his dagger delaying his radiance even further. I'm not sure whether this is a great choice. Yes, you do need a magical immunity or the magical prevention against the Invoker, but really I think the radiance is on a higher priority right now.
Although I do think, especially now that he has his hood, I actually would not even go for a radiance even now. I would finish a hood. Finish a pipe especially against the squad you're going against. You really, honestly, the extra 400 health you'd be giving your Crystal Maiden will go a long way. It would allow her to cast, I think if you're this far, just finish the pipe. That's my opinion before you go on the Radiance. I know you're delaying it even further, but I think at this point that's the best option. Oh, and they take out the tower in bot lane, and Chuan gets another kill. And they're going to be focusing on this Bristlebear, who's right now at 4 armor, and everyone's running away. Man, Crystal Maiden's probably going to go down again. Is she going to go down? She does end up going down to the Syllabear, and they're going to be pushing up to this base. Syllabear is basically at full health. The bear is not. However, Puck is, I think, barely going to make out of this alive. Poisoned right now, but thanks to a great Ice Wall there from Invoker. Just great play from Invoker. Perfect spells. Perfect timing for all these spells.
Invoker just putting on a show here, plugging out a Blink Dagger as well, help his positioning. He actually blinked into EMP Tornado. I think a huge thing that we didn't really mention was that there was 2 great EMP just draining the mana of that Bristleback. Bristleback ran away from that fight with 80 mana, and then mana-less Bristleback is almost useless because he can't be Quill spraying like crazy. Yes, his Bristleback itself, the skill itself, will give him Quill sprays, but really you need way more than that. And so far, it's just not looking good for AlienwareDG because they could right now pick off any team, any tower they want, and it's only a moment in time before they go on to the high ground of AlienwareDG. And considering that Deity has significantly better team fight as well, I don't know whether they could put on some magical defense against this huge AOE team of Deity.
Yeah, and Alienware, a lot of their hopes are resting on Queen of Pain, but I actually agree. Like the going a BKB in this game, I'm not too entirely sure about that pick. I mean, it allows her to, stand around for a couple seconds. I mean, she can cast her spells successfully, without the BKB. But honestly, a lot of people, in a game like this, like her spears are just not going to penetrate that burly back of Syllabear if she chucks those tiny little spears his way. It's just, I just think a BKB was the wrong item. You got to go for that Hex Stick. Or that big late game int item, especially when you have the farming potential that she has. The little spears are not going to cut it when it comes to these team fights, and so maybe a little bit of, I don't know, misplay there in terms of, they definitely were able to get the farm, but they were using it in the wrong way. What was your?
Look at Spear's damage. When the Alacrity was casted, he was sitting at plus 244 damage, something ridiculous. And it's just such a quick push on the tower. Tower stiff for like 2 seconds. And again, I mean, Deity having whatever they want right now. Invoker, I don't know what item he's gonna go next, but I don't, whatever he goes next is gonna be effective. Probably gonna go for the Hex, or maybe actually a BKB wouldn't be too surprising considering that the Windrunner going for the Silence, trying to take the Invoker outside of fight, because a Silence Invoker is pretty much a useless Invoker. He can right click for some, but that's, his core potential is on his spell casting, so we'll see exactly what item he's going to go for. Meanwhile, we do have the Lone Druid picking up the Vlads for a little bit of lifesteal and the plus damage, and a Hyperstone already on the Spirit Bear, so going for the AC as well. Everyone just filthy rich on the Deity team. And so far, we have AlienwareDG just trying their best to hold on. But this tower, look at that bear go on the tower. Meanwhile, there's a swap. Silence going on the... oh my god. Bristleback still at half HP despite everything. EMP gonna get everyone low. Blink Dagger ultimate coming in from the Earthshaker. Echo Slam getting everyone low now. Witch Doctor casting a lot of damage, but he is gonna go down. So successful defense on the back of that BKB Quap, and is gonna be chasing... oh, Puck is not going to get out, and he is going to go down as well. So really nice defend from Invoker, from AlienwareDG. Exactly how did they defend that? I mean, it felt like the AD team had really good advantage pushing that uphill, but I think it was a little bit of a mistake swapping the Bristleback, thinking they could kill it extremely quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to hand a lot of credit to the Earthshaker there. For one thing, they did underestimate the staying power of that Rig World. They tried to take him out with his back turned when he has his Hood Vanguard, and they are not that beefy to be able to do that as of yet. So even though, it actually kind of paid off him having his... and a blink on the high ground, and man, you got to feel sorry for this Crystal Maiden in this game. They're just giving her no such, no pity points, no beauty points either, so really nothing going Crystal Maiden's way. She's probably used to being spoiled back in her, mage hall that she was raised or whatever. I don't know the folklore, but Anyway, really receiving no special attention from the Invoker this game, just taking every opportunity to take her out. But last game, sorry, last team fight, if the Blink Dagger on Earthshaker was not cancelled, and so first of all, his Fissure was able to save the life of Rigor a little bit, and then his Blink ultimate was just everything that they needed to finish him off. So I think they won't underestimate Alienware next time. If you have a Syllabar with a Radiance on him, just send him forward a little bit before you take the high ground. I know it might take down its life a lot, and that is going to be a danger, but it's going to be worth it if you cancel the Blink Dagger for your Earthshaker. So, because they cannot step into that trap again. So. Oh,
or maybe,
ooh, Jesus,
really nice ganking attempt. Let's see if he's going to be coming out. He can't be blinking.
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, that was such a well-executed gank attempt. It was just a Fissure into a double simultaneous blink from the Earthshaker and Quap, and there's a quick poison on him as well, so no Blink Dagger on the puck. So really well done ganking attempt. It looks like the Invoker going for a Mystic Staff, so it looks like it's going to be a Hex, and we'll see. Let's see which team is going to be pushing faster. And it looks like Deity might be a little bit impatient with their pushing. I mean, they're definitely and I think they're still in a good advantageous position. There's really no need to go too balls deep with their pushes. I think they're still in a good position, and looks like there is going to be some EMP Tornado being casted, and Bristleback is going to get just out of range for that ridiculously huge EMP range. I gotta say also, if they don't want to get owned by Earthshaker, the Invoker could be throwing out tornadoes left and right. So with that like 3K casting range, you could really easily cancel out the dagger if you try to aim at him. So we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, and we did actually see Bristleback did end up finishing the pipe, and yeah, like I said, I really agree with that choice. Keep your Crystal Maiden, basically double, increase her HP pool by 50% or whatnot. But she is basically going all out strength items right now. She didn't even finish her boots. She just went straight from Gauntlet and Belt of Giant Strength. That is a sign that your Crystal Maiden is not doing too well. So, despite, I think, the items being lacking on the side of Alienware, they've, in the past team fight and also taking out that puck, that was pretty darn effective. Thing is, they're giving no time for Queen of Pain to go up top and farm this. So, she will actually probably have just enough time. They are delaying this push just ever so slightly. The Bristleback is now level 16, will probably be able to prevent this. And now, Silver might actually want to go down and take a life here. Don't be afraid to step forward up on this tower, my friend. You have, you can go pick up a new one in like a minute or so. So this is actually a great idea. They're throwing Alacrity on the Spirit Bear and just sending him forward to take out the tower before they continue. And good thing for Rigwell, he's playing this very well. He's just layering that Spirit Bear with minus armor to try to take him down as quickly as possible. That is one bad thing about Silver. What actually makes him a little bit less of a good hard carry than others is the fact that his Spirit Bear doesn't actually scale too well, and that it can go down. Will go down in a heartbeat later in the game. It does have 2,700 health, but people can deal that amount of damage fairly quickly later in the game, as we're seeing just now. He was barely able to take out that tower.
And also considering that the Spirit Bear does have heavy armor, like in big team fight exchanges, there's going to be a lot of AoE spells being thrown left and right, and those AoE spells does hurt the Spirit Bear just a little bit more. And it looks like the Roshan is, look at these Chinese team, like the Roshan haven't even spawned, they're just camping there at the exact moment. I think after every Roshan attempt, they just marked it down on their little paper and pencil. Be like, okay, we took down the Roshan in 1934, gotta go back there, or 2934, and now they're going back right on time. But Sentinel does know, and while a great EMP Tornado gonna reduce the mana, looks like that Bristleback sitting at 100 mana now after that one charge. We'll see whether the Scourge can take off this Roshan as well, because there is a lot of creep wave on the top lane, and there's really no Tinker to help out this time. So, nothing they can really do.
Yeah, Orchid is finished on the Windrunner, so if they can get a... But I think that actually, especially with the Blink Dagger, the positioning advantage is going to be given to Invoker, and he's going to be able to cast all his shit before he gets Orchid. So, I'm not sure that will be too effective. That stuff... Oh, he's sitting at a... Wow, he actually has a Mystic Staff at this point, so his farm is just immense. And if I were Illyria, I would not be stealing that farm away from Rigoro at this point. I think he should be able to farm up that Radiance and stop using your Power Shot to steal his his creep kills. I think at this point, actually, farm on the Windrunner will not take you very far. You need your Bristleback to get beefy and become more of a threat. He's really has to be able to stand up to this Spirit Bear. But oh man, with this Spirit Bear holding, if they can take down the Spirit Bear though, that will actually remove the Assault Cuirass from the game until they can respawn another bear. So they gotta take this out. That Cuirass is just, but he recalls the bear, and now it's full health again. So at a certain point, I think he's actually gonna have to pick up his items from the Spirit Bear, because when that Spirit Bear gets taken out, they're going to still want that aura in play, so interesting. Meanwhile, while Spirit Bear is picking on the Crystal Maiden, they're having a big team fight down here. So Spirit Bear does surprise win the battle against Windrunner, but great, actually BKB working out a little well here for the Queen of Pain, and they're actually going to probably be able to take out the, wow, a double kill, not a double kill exactly, but it should have been a double kill for the Queen of Pain. Really did everything in that fight. Thing is, Syllabear has come back and joined the party, and that is what I was talking about right there. The armor was so low, was absolutely low on our Syllabear, and even though we do get a double kill on our Queen of Pain, he does end up getting taken out. So basically, Syllabear returns and sets the battle right in favor of Deity, and they're going to take out this Roshan attempt and perhaps try to finish off the Rax mid-game and maybe finish off the game. We do have a Vlad's as well, noteworthy. Tons of auras right now in play for Deity.
And I agree with you completely on that. Sometimes, especially when you're going into the late game, you just gotta start removing an item or two off your Syllabear and putting back on your main hero. Still no wand on that Loom Druid. I know he has 2,000 HP, but I think a magic stake or a magic wand goes a long way, especially when you consider playing against a Bristleback. I mean, it's really late, so he might as well not pick it up. But I think if he got it, it would be really helpful in the past 30 minutes or so. But, you know, whatever. Yeah, I gotta say, though, he's got to remove maybe an Assault off his Spirit Bear and throw it on his Lone Druid. Because really, it's an aura, so if you throw on your hero, you know, it's going to be for the whole team. But if your bear dies, that, you know, your 6k item is gone. So, you know, the Radiance might be still good on the Spirit Bear, but you know, the AC aura, I think it's a little bit better on the actual hero. So
yeah, I guess he did want to, you know, of course he's, I guess, still trying to take advantage of Entangle procs and maximizing that by giving him the extra attack speed that you get, because of course the holder does get a little bit more, but yeah, or at least he should be careful. When his Spirit Bear maybe gets down to a quarter health, pull it back and then plop the items onto you. Both items, in fact. I mean, you know, there's no harm in that, using the bear to its fullest, and then when it's about to die, especially if you can't call another, just pull back a second and put it on, you know, you can just smack R when you're selecting him, and then it's not hard to do. So, hopefully we can see that little bit of, like, item strategy there for Syllabear. Meanwhile, we do have Queen of Pain has finished her Gwinsus, and I've really liked, she's been a very good presence for Deity in these team battles. So,
yeah, and although
she's getting some items, yeah.
Although we've been knocking on her BKB a little bit, she has used the BKB to pretty good effect. In the last team fight, she was absolutely everywhere, just picking off, you know, the Witch Doctor and then going for the Venge a little bit afterwards. Although she died, she did pick off, you know, many heroes, and that was probably due to her survivability with the BKB. As with the Hex finish on Quad, Invoker also has his Hex finish, so both teams having a lot of hexing potential. Let's see if Puck have his Hex. Now Puck actually went for the pipe. Very interesting. Now the high ground is breached, and this Rax going down so quickly. Already at half HP after 2 seconds. EMP Tornado being thrown down. This Ancient War is gonna go down. Finally, there's a great EMP just in the center of everything. Now this Bristleback is gonna run into the ice wall and gets raped completely. The AoE potentials of Scourge just winning this team fight. It looks like they're gonna go for the bot tower. I don't think they should be chasing, should just be going for the Rax, but this Earthshaker might get entangled. No entangle, no lucky procs here. Rimrun trying to run around, casts his silence, and casting silence. Okay, well, they're still gonna be chasing. I gotta think it's way more worth it to take Raxus at this point, especially when you have a soul stack of a Spirit Bear with the Demolish ability.
Yeah,
I'm going to go for the Rax.
Yeah, so they are going to go for the Rax, and I do want to point out in that last battle, the Bristleback died with -1 armor, so definitely using those forward spirits really well. And you saw he just turned into paper, even when his back was turned. Oh, and we do see the item exchange, exactly what we're talking about, right? When the Spirit Bearer was about to go down, he gave both the Radiance and the Cuirass to the Syllabear. So perfect, because now they're still going to have the auras, and they're going to be able to just rape these Raxus, and that's going to be the game, because they've taken out mid and top, and there's really no recovery at this point. Look at this, even in these lanes, they haven't even taken out, Alienware hasn't even taken out the second tower on both mid and bot lane, so really no hope for them. And what are they doing now? I guess they're just going around to the top lane, and wow, this Spirit Bear, you are not going to be able to take him down. He has a second life, he has Mechanism, he has just tons of armor, his HP pool is just way too high. So, thing is, they might be able to do pretty well when he's not there, like right now, and they actually, a great Shackle Shot is going to actually pick off both heroes, and pretty well done there, but I think it's you know, a valiant effort, but a little bit too late. Small consolation prize for losing your whole fucking base, so, yeah,
more or less
so
a fair victory. So, you know, and Syllabear just goes, whatever, I'm gonna farm more top. He actually hasn't died a whole game, or actually, let me check his. I think he died once, right? Let me see.
Let's see.
No, 7-3. So he died a couple of times. So I think ever since he got his Aegis, he hasn't been dying. And that last, I think that last Roshan attempt before Roshan spawned, he still had the Aegis. So again, he was doing a little shape shifting to see how much extra HP he'll get or something. I don't know, but he actually, I mean, this mecha, we have seen Syllabears picking up some mechas. I'm not too sure whether this is the best choice. I mean, how much HP is it really? 250 for your bear, right? But I think mostly it's gotten it for more of the armor aura. I mean, it's definitely +7, I think, for you and your bear as well. So that goes a long way as well. Zippo goes down somewhere, but that is just not too important. There's a tornado getting only the quap, and there's another EMP. Just, oh my god, that armor. I mean, that minus mana is just hurting that Syllabear, hurting that Bristleback, and that ice wall is just making everyone go so slow at this point.
Yeah, that spill will definitely drive you nuts. Again, sicking the forward spirits on the Bristleback, and that is going to do a lot of harm. And oh my gosh, Crystal Maiden, you are in so much trouble. Syllabear just does not like you this entire game. Fortunately, Queen of Pain's giving him a little bit of a helping hand there. And Earthshaker is laying down some really nice fissures. Right now, keep in mind that his Blink Dagger is off cooldown. He can use it to great effect. They will, however, chase down... Ooh, actually, man, you know, despite having both middle and bot racks down, I think that Alienware is playing very well, considering, you know, they have worse items than Deity, but they're using them all very well. We're seeing dodged ultimates. You know, Windrunner is dodging Puck's ultimate with her Windwalk. We're seeing, you know, Dagger basically turning some team fights around. Dagger and Earthshaker is turning some team fights around. You just wouldn't expect. Once again, I don't think it'll be enough, but still pretty impressive play considering they're pretty far down. They're not, you know, it's really easy at this point to go and just suicide. But they're not doing that. They're actually putting up a pretty good fight. They might actually take down this bear, but Syllabear doesn't care. He never even gave the items back to the bear. It's late enough in the game where he's not even going to try. He's just going to pop his armor, and he's like, wait, I'm not as buff as I thought. But he does have an Aegis, if you recall, so they will be able to take down this. Yeah.
You gotta keep in mind that even if you lose Aegis, you're gonna respawn back as the true form, so you're gonna be really low HP. You gotta catch him off. Oh, he's gonna morph immediately before any stun goes on him. And there we go, a lot more AoE spell being dropped by Invoker and Torn. Oh my god, Meteor just gonna get everyone to death. And I believe that is the final hurrah being placed by AlienwareDG. That is the game. You know, Windrunner trying to do whatever she can, but she is going to go down. So GG is going to be called. Yeah, there we go. GG is going to be called. And so Deity showing that Invoker is definitely a hero to be content with. I got it. That was the best Invoker I have ever seen in a competitive game. Hex Gwinsu. I mean, Cyclone Gwinsu, Agastick, Blink Dagger in what, 49 minutes, and he was farming so well, helping out in every single team fight. That was just an exceptional Invoker.
Yeah, and I guess of all heroes to be surprised by, I'm not ashamed to be surprised by Invoker this game. That Forge Spirit strat on the Syllabear on the Rig World just worked so well. Because once you take out the Rig World, the backbone of Alienware's team is gone, and you will lose the team fight, and that is exactly what we saw happen. Valiant effort there. We saw some moments of brilliance there from our BKB Quack on that bot lane encounter where turning the tide of battle a little bit, getting some double kills and whatnot. But this team composition for Deity was just too good. If you think about it, you can't, this is one of the best team compositions you can think of. You have your Witch Doctor and Crystal Maiden hanging back, ready to swap, ready to stun, ready to heal, and then you basically send forward your Puck to initiate on top with your Invoker, and that's enough AoE potential. Some few times I actually think teams go a little bit overkill with the AoE, and getting like 5 AoE, 4 AoE heroes, and just like, hoping for the ultimate wombo combo. But I think that this was just right. I think a Puck with an Invoker is really good enough. And not to mention, especially with all of that, Witch Doctor fits really well into it because casting afterwards, there's no creeps left, and it's like a team stun. So in general, this is kind of, actually these picks are something I would like to try out on my own. I mean, this is just such a great example of, I guess, I don't want to call this like an out pick. I want to say that it was more just like really good picking from Deity, and because I actually don't think that the picks were too bad coming from Alienware. But so comparatively, it was like an out pick. I guess that's what it means to be an out pick. But I don't think that Alienware played poorly by any standards. I just think Deity had a great game plan that they executed to perfection.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you 100%. The composition allowed Deity to have such a distinct playing style. They would always send the Spirit Bear and the Solar Bear on your tower with the Alacrity. You have two choices. You either jump on the bear or you lose the tower. The moment you jump on the bear, you're clumping up. That Blink Dagger Puck is going to come in and grab a couple of you, and Invoker is just going to clean up duty at that point. So really, I mean, the Spirit Bear pushes so quickly, you only have that 2 seconds to make that decision. And so I gotta say, Deity has practiced this strat numerous times, throwing on the Alacrity, and like you said, that Forge Spirit. I mean, Invoker is just a good answer to a great amount of heroes. Hopefully we'll see more of that, and like you said, the Forge Spirit, the EMP just hurting that Bristleback, render him pretty much useless as a hero. And I gotta say, really great item choices. The AoE armor from the AC and the Mecha late game is gonna also render the Bristleback useless. So really good item choices, really good team fight being fought off by Deity. It's no surprise that they are number 2 in WDC. And exactly let's see how they're going to do in SMM as well. So I think I'm done. Any other last words, Ian, before we finish this commentary off?
No, I would like to see the next match between these two teams, because I would put money on one of those first 3 bans going on the Invoker. If I was on looking at Alienware's bans, I would just put so much money on that, because I guarantee they did not expect this. They were like, hey, when they picked that Rigmarole last pick, they did not think that the counter to Rigmarole would have been the Invoker, or at least I didn't. I suspect they didn't either, but they're not going to, like you said, it's really hard to predict Invoker doing this, because he's such a good counter in so many ways. He can disable people, he can do just mass AoE, he can take away your mana, and he can, he throws a cold snap on your carry or whatever, he can render him useless. Just so many things he can do, especially, but the problem is actually executing it. But clearly Ferrari is a capable Invoker, as we saw in this game, doing all of the above. So that's all I have to say about this. Great Invoker game, if anything, just to watch for the Invoker.
Alright, I think that's it for me as well. Really well played Invoker. I mean, this is definitely the MVP of the game. And for more SMM commentaries, we will be back. Ian, James, Barnett, and I think we are going to be doing the finals of SMM,
right now?
I think. Right now. So stay tuned, we will be back, and until next time, this is Luminous and Ian signing off. GG. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Peace out.